Hey guys, Sublord here, back again with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2012 Monster Hunter Raphael, brought to us by the fine folks over at Playmates Toys, who are going to be not so fine folks in this video, because I kind of stiffed my boy Raphael here. So without further ado, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into meat and taters of this review and take a look, see at all Raphael has to offer in terms of accessories. And unfortunately, it ain't much. It is only this crossbow. That is it. And this handle's pretty useless. It's too skinny for the hands. I mean, he can hold it in his right hand for the most part here. But that's not how you carry a crossbow. Like, I have Mythic Legions that hold crossbows better than that, and they don't have trigger fingers. So, it's just, I don't know. I'm not feeling this one, guys. I'm just not. That is all you get, despite the fact that if I lift his coat up here, I don't know if you can see under there, under his shell, there are spots for his size in there. Now, granted, getting up in here to put those in would probably be a feat of strength that even I can't accomplish, because you can't take the arms off these, and his coat is fused shut. It's molded shut in the front here. This is not a glued on piece. If it is, then maybe ungluing it would be an option, but I don't think this is a removable piece. I don't think this is a separate piece. I think this is just how this figure is made, and that's all there is to it. And that blows, because you can't even store the size on his back, despite the fact they give you a spot to put them. On top of the fact that I just don't care for this coat design. I don't mind this piece here, this top thingy here, but the rest of it is just like, why is this here? That said, it looks like you could pop this off with his head on. Yeah, you can. So you could take some of the coat off, but you can't take it all off. I said putting that back on, putting his head back on. And I'm sure if you finagled it, you could probably get the size up under there and slide him through. The coat's soft enough, I think it'll warp, but you'd have to make sure the handles on those sides were pretty small. But either way, as far as his articulation goes, his head will rotate up and down a little bit, tilt side to side. His bandana's a little longer than Leonardo's. His hat also does not come off. It is glued on there. Almost makes me wish the Leo hat was glued on, because I feel like, I don't know, would have been better if it was just glued on. Shoulders can go up, but the coat is going to hinder the movement a little bit due to the way it is cut. He does have little slits on the coat to allow the arms to move up, but they don't open up wide enough for the arms, and the joints are not tight enough to hold up, so that's unfortunate. He does have rotation. He's got a swivel in the elbow with a hinge. He's got a swivel in the wrist. His hips will kick forward and back. Again, on those sucky kind of wide joints. He does have some garlic cloves hanging off his hip there. Oh, I didn't notice there was one on his hip. But he's got a little band right there on his hip. Huh. I didn't notice that before. But he does have some garlic cloves hanging here. I think those are actually garlic cloves on his belt. He does have a single jointed knee with a swivel, and that's it. That said, aesthetically it looks fine. I just don't care for the coat design myself, but, you know, it is what it is. If it weren't for the limitations in the articulation, as well as the accessory kind of just being whatever, and maybe if he came with a size, I'd probably like him a lot more. Because it's like, look at Leo here. He got an open coat, so it's a lot easier to mess around with him. That sounds dirty. I didn't mean like that. But he's got an open coat, so he's more user-friendly. Pose him. Stuff's not going to get in the way. He's also got his swords on his back. Why can't Raph have his size on his back? I don't know. It's just feels like he got the shaft. But there's always got to be one figure in every wave that gets cut pretty hard. And I think Raph here, as far as quantity of plastic, got cut pretty bad. So rest assured, we can only go up from here because next is the monster turtles from this wave. Very much looking forward to looking at those on the channel. But before we wrap this up, here's our two regulars, the Mythic Legions, Brother Mandibilith, and the infamous 11th Spawn, who as usual towers over everyone. And if you're wondering, no, this one was not as hard to find as the Monster Hunter Leo, probably because it's not as good as the Monster Hunter Leo, but I digress. So with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and of the two Monster Hunter Turtle figures released as a part of this particular wave of TMNT 2012 figures brought to us by the fine folks over at Playmates Toys, I think it is blatantly obvious that good old Raphael here is unfortunately not so good, at least not compared to his brother Leonardo, the only other turtle to be made into a Monster Hunter for some reason. But aside from the fact that the context just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense when we also have Leonardo as a mummy and Raphael as a vampire, this figure at the end of the day just isn't very fun, and that's what Playmates Toys is supposed to excel at, making fun toys for kids. And unfortunately, this guy's the exact opposite of that. On top of the fact that the accessory he does come with, let's not forget the fact that he is lacking his size, despite the fact that he has a place to put them, but the accessory he does have isn't very practical, he doesn't hold it very well, and it just sits in his hands weird. It just doesn't make any sense. But on top of all that, the coat he is wearing is very restrictive, whereas the Monster Hunter Leonardo's was not. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.